The sky burned orange over the ruined colony of Vetranine. Smoke climbed into the air like long black fingers. The Earth soldiers had lost contact with their forward base 2 days ago. Now a small team had been sent to investigate. Only 5 men left, moving through ash and silence. Commander Ellis didn't trust this place. It was too quiet. No wind, no birds, no signs of life. His boots sank into the dust as he moved past a broken wall. The others followed behind him, eyes scanning every shadow. That's when they saw her. She stood alone in the middle of the street. Not moving, not blinking. Her armor was unlike anything they had seen before. Dark silver with glowing lines across her chest and arms. It looked like it was alive, shifting, breathing. She didn't raise a weapon. She didn't speak. She just stood there, tall and still, like a statue made of stars. "What the hell is that?" whispered Carter, the youngest in the group. "Alien tech," Ellis said, raising his rifle. "But that's not a drone. That's a person, maybe a soldier." She moved. Just a step. The team froze. Her steps were slow, heavy, like her armor weighed 1,000 tons. But she wasn't stumbling. She was strong. Powerful. Controlled. Then came the voice. Not hers. A sharp echo in the soldiers comes. "Do not approach. Target is hostile. All weapons have failed. Armor is impenetrable." "Where's that coming from?" asked Harlan, checking his gear. Ellis didn't answer. He stepped forward, lowering his weapon slightly. "Wait," he said. "She's not attacking. Maybe she's not the enemy." The armored woman stopped 5 feet in front of him. Her helmet shifted slightly, revealing a small piece of her face, pale skin, sharp jaw, glowing violet eyes. She looked young, beautiful, but her expression was empty. No emotion. Just silence. "I'm Commander Ellis of Earth Unit 7, he said slowly. "We're here to help. Are you hurt?" She didn't speak. Behind him, Carter hissed. "This is stupid. She's not human. That armor. It could crush a tank." Ellis looked into her eyes. Something about them didn't feel right. They weren't cold. They were tired. Like she'd been standing there for a very long time. Like she didn't want to fight anymore. Suddenly, her body tensed. The armor flared with light, and a wave of pressure knocked dust into the air. The others raised their weapons in panic. "Back off," shouted Harlan. But Ellis didn't move. He looked right into her face and said one word. "Why?" The glowing lines on her armor dimmed. Her shoulders fell, and she dropped to one knee. The team stared in shock. "What just happened?" said Carter. Ellis stepped closer. Very slow, careful. The woman didn't lift her head. She looked lost. Ellis reached out his hand and placed it gently on her shoulder. In that moment, everything changed. The armor lit up bright blue. The air shimmered around them. Then, like melting ice, the armor began to dissolve. Not break. Not crack. It simply faded away, piece by piece, into the wind. Underneath was not a warrior, not a machine, but a young alien woman, shaking, weak, and covered in strange glowing marks on her skin. Her breath was shallow. Her eyes filled with tears, but not from pain, from something else. Something deeper. Ellis knelt beside her. "What are you?" Her voice was small, soft. "I was a weapon. They made me wear it. It would not let me go. Not until someone touched me without fear." The others watched in silence, stunned. She looked at Ellis. "You're not like them." He nodded. "Neither are you." And in that strange, broken place, with the sky burning above, something began to heal. Not just her armor, but something inside both of them. Far away, hidden sensors sent signals to unknown systems. Systems that were watching, waiting. The armor had fallen, and someone was coming to take her back. Asterisk. Ellis didn't sleep that night. The alien girl, who still hadn't told them her name, sat quietly by the fire, wrapped in a thermal blanket. Her eyes followed the flames, but her thoughts seemed far away. She hadn't moved much since the armor vanished. She looked more like a prisoner than a soldier, tired, lost. The others didn't trust her. "She's a threat," Carter said, whispering near the edge of camp. "We don't know what she is. What if she calls for backup?" "She didn't attack us," Ellis replied. "She could have crushed us with that armor, but she didn't. And you saw it. The armor only disappeared when I touched her. That doesn't mean she's safe. It means she's not the enemy." They went quiet. The jungle around them was too silent. No birds, no bugs. Just distant groans from cracked steel and the hiss of heat leaking from broken vents. Suddenly, the alien girl spoke. "My name is Serai." Her voice was soft but clear. The soldiers turned toward her. "I was born in a prison lab far from here," she said. "I was chosen to wear the living armor. Once it attaches, it doesn't come off. It controls your body. It uses your fear. And your pain." Carter frowned. "Why you?" "Because I was alone. No one would miss me." Ellis stepped closer, sitting beside her. "You said the armor controlled you, but it didn't stop you from kneeling." Serai nodded. "Because I stopped fighting. The armor only listens to strength, ... But it fears kindness. No one ever touched me with peace in their heart. No one. Until you." Ellis felt cold crawl up his spine. This wasn't just advanced tech. This was something alive, ancient. A weapon designed to feed off hate and fear. Who made it? Ellis asked. Serai looked up, her glowing eyes dim. "They call themselves the Synari. They build life, twist it. I was one of many. Most didn't survive the bonding process." Carter muttered, "Great. Bioengineered alien armor built by mad scientists. Just what we needed." Serai's voice trembled. "They will come for me. They always do." "Let them come," Ellis said, but deep down he wasn't so sure. Later that night, while the others slept, Ellis sat guard near the edge of the ruined outpost. He heard something strange like glass cracking far away. A soft ringing in his ears. He turned toward the sound. A blue light blinked high in the trees. Then another. Then 3 more. He raised his rifle. "Wake up!" he shouted. The camp burst into motion. Carter and Harlan grabbed their weapons. Serai stood slowly, already sensing what was coming. "What is it?" Carter asked, aiming into the dark. Ellis scanned the trees. "I don't know." That's when he saw them, 3 shapes, floating just above the ground. Not walking, floating. Each one wrapped in black cloth that moved like smoke. Their faces were covered with silver masks. Long arms, no sound. Just drifting forward like shadows. Serai stepped between them and the soldiers. "They are seekers. The Synari's hunters. They've come for me." The air grew colder. One of the seekers raised its hand. Serai flinched. Her skin glowed faintly, but no armor returned. She turned to Ellis. "It won't protect me now." "It's gone." Ellis stepped forward and took her hand. "Then we protect you." The seeker stopped. It tilted its head. Then it screamed. The sound was unnatural. A sharp electric screech that stabbed through the air. Carter dropped to his knees, covering his ears. Harlan fired a burst from his rifle. Bullets passed straight through the seeker's body like it was made of fog. Serai gripped Ellis's hand tightly. "The armor? It's still inside me, sleeping, but it knows you." Ellis looked at her, confused. "What do you mean? You changed it." "When you touched me, it felt something it had never felt before. Trust. Peace." Another screech. The seekers began to circle them slowly. Serai closed her eyes. "Maybe. If you touch me again, I can wake it." Ellis didn't hesitate. He placed his palm against her back, right over the glowing mark between her shoulders. A flash of light burst out in every direction. The jungle lit up blue. The seekers screamed and vanished like shadows under the sun. Serai gasped, her body lifting. Off the ground. The armor returned, but it was different now. Not dark, not cold. It shined like crystal. Gentle light flowed through it, smooth, beautiful, and alive. Serai opened her eyes. I'm not a weapon anymore. Ellis looked up at her. Then what are you? She floated down beside him, her hand still in his. I'm free. But far above, beyond the stars, something ancient stirred. The Synari had seen the signal. And now they were coming. The sky above Vetranine turned dark by morning. Not from night, but from something worse. A shadow moved across the clouds. Long, wide, slow, like a beast crawling across the sky. Ellis stared upward through his binoculars. His breath caught in his throat. That's a ship, he whispered. But it's not ours. Serai stood beside him. Her armor glowed soft and bright now, not harsh like before. The way it wrapped around her body had changed. It no longer looked like a prison. It looked like it belonged to her. They've sent a collector, she said. It doesn't fight. It watches records, then summons the real ones. Carter stepped up. You mean the Synari? Serai nodded. Their leaders don't come themselves. They send their constructs first. Machines made from thought and code. They scan the world. They decide what is useful. What is trash? Ellis lowered the binoculars. So they think we're trash? No, Serai said quietly. They think I'm still theirs. The wind howled softly. In the distance, trees cracked. The collector was landing. We need to move, Ellis said. Fast. If that thing calls for backup, we won't be able to fight it. Serai didn't move. Her eyes were locked on the horizon. There's a tower, she said. Near the mountains, a signal post. It was once Synari tech. If I reach it, I can speak to the armor. I can tell it to burn its connection, to break the link. But I need help. Ellis looked at his team. They were scared. They had every right to be. But no one said no. Then we go, he said. The group packed quickly. Supplies, power cells, weapons that might be useless. They left behind what didn't matter. They walked fast and silent through the ruins of the colony. As they moved, Ellis walked beside Serai. Back there, he said. When I touched you, why did the armor change? She glanced at him, unsure. Because you didn't want power. You didn't touch me to control me. You just got scared. Ellis said nothing. He didn't need to. They walked in silence together. Hours passed. The jungle grew thicker. The heat rose. Then they saw it. The tower. It stood crooked, half buried in the rock. Twisted metal arms reached into the sky. Sparks still flickered along its side. Old, faded, but not dead. That's it, Serai said. The core is inside. But I'll need time to reach it. Then we'll cover you. They entered the tower. Inside was darkness. Cold. The air felt heavy, like breathing underwater. Strange symbols glowed along the walls, letters from a forgotten language. Serai moved toward the main chamber. Ellis took position near the door. Carter and Harlan checked the perimeter. Then, without warning, a shape appeared in the hallway. Tall, thin. Its body shimmered like glass filled with smoke. No eyes, no face. Just smooth armor and silent steps. Carter shouted, "Contact!" Ellis opened fire. Bullets struck the thing, but passed through like water. It's not real. Carter yelled, "It's some kind of projection." No, Serai said from the core room. It's a mirror. The collector is watching through it. The mirror raised a hand. Electricity danced across the floor. Harlan dropped, twitching, unable to move. Serai knelt at the glowing terminal. I'm almost through. Another mirror appeared, then two more. Alice threw a pulse grenade. It slowed them, just for seconds. Faster, Serai, he called. I need your hand again, she shouted. The armor listens to you too. Ellis ran to her, ignoring the burning in his legs. He placed his hand on the control panel beside her. The room lit up. A wave of energy burst outward, cracking the tower walls. The mirrors froze, their bodies shaking, then shattered into blue dust. Outside, the collector groaned. It began to lift into the sky again, retreating. Serai collapsed forward, breathing hard. Ellis caught her before she hit the ground. It worked, she whispered. The armor broke the link. They can't use me now. They can't control me. Ellis looked down at her. You're free? Serai blinked slowly. I think I finally am. But far above them, in orbit, the real Synari ship opened its eyes. The collector had failed. Now they were sending something worse. Asterisk. Lightning cracked across the sky as the Synari warship entered the atmosphere. It didn't roar. It didn't scream. It moved like a god, silent and slow, pulling dark clouds behind it. Its shape was too strange to be called a ship. More like a massive floating city made of bone and crystal. Long towers stretched from its sides. Red lights blinked under its surface like blood pumping through veins. Serai stared up at it, her armor glowing softly. It's here. Ellis stood beside her, gripping his rifle tightly. What is that thing? It's called a harrower. The Synari only send it when a collector fails. It doesn't capture, it destroys. Carter stepped back, his voice shaky. Then we're dead. We can't fight that. Serai looked at him. We don't need to fight it. We need to reach its mind. Ellis frowned. Its mind? The harrower isn't fully alive. But it isn't just a machine either. It thinks. It remembers. It holds pain. I've seen it before. I know where the weak point is. Ellis looked back at the ruined signal tower. You said the armor broke the link. Then how do you reach its mind now? Serai turned to him slowly. Through you. His heart skipped. Me? The armor trusts you. It changed because of you. If you carry a piece of me, ... even a small spark ... it might follow your voice. We could reach it from inside. Carter shouted. Wait, you want to go inside that thing? Ellis met Serai's eyes. She's saying I take the fight to them. But with her soul as the guide. Serai held out her hand. In it, a piece of her armor broke off, swirling like liquid light. Place it on your skin, it will bond, but only if you mean it. Ellis didn't hesitate. He pulled back his glove and pressed the glowing shard to his wrist. It burned. Not with fire, but with memory. Images flashed through his mind. Serai, as a child, trapped in a cold lab. Screams, pain, the armor crawling over her skin. Years of silence. Years of control. He saw it all. Then it was gone. He gasped, falling to one knee. The shard faded into his arm, leaving behind a glowing mark. Serai touched his shoulder. Now we're connected. Above them, the harrower opened. Beam of red light burst from its center, melting trees and stone as it touched down nearby. We don't have much time, Serai said. It's cleansing the area. Once it finishes scanning, it will burn everything. They moved quickly. Ellis, Serai, Carter, and Harlan made their way through the ruins. Each step closer to the harrower made the ground shake. Strange symbols lit up under their feet. Old Synari code watching, recording. As they reached the final hill, Serai stopped. There's an access point, she said, pointing to a twisted structure built into the ground. That's where its mind reaches out. If you enter with my signal, the armor inside might listen. Ellis nodded. Then let's do this. He climbed the rocks, his mark glowing brighter the closer he got. Then, suddenly, the world around him changed. The sky turned white. The ground vanished. He was floating in a strange space, endless, quiet, full of pulsing red lines. He wasn't alone. A giant eye opened in the distance. The harrower had seen him. It spoke without words. A voice that wasn't a voice. A feeling of cold, old rage. You do not belong. But Ellis stood tall. I'm not afraid of you. The harrower growled. You carry her mark. She's free now. You don't own her. No one escapes the birth forge. She did. The lines around him flickered. The harrower trembled. A small, soft light appeared near Ellis's chest. The piece of Serai's soul. He reached for it. The light grew. You made her a weapon. But now she's more than that. The light flared. The harrower screamed. And then everything went white. When Ellis opened his eyes again, he was on the ground, gasping. The sky was clear. The harrower was gone, burned from the sky. Serai knelt beside him, her face full of emotion. You did it. No, he whispered. We did. But deep under the earth, below the ruined tower, something else was waking. Something older than the Synari, and it had felt the light. The silence after the harrower's fall felt unnatural. No more red beams. No more shaking ground. Just wind moving through broken trees, like the world was holding its breath. Ellis sat beside Serai, still breathing hard. His body was shaking. The mark on his arm glowed faintly, but it was dimming now. The piece of her soul inside him was quiet, but not gone. Serai touched the mark gently. You entered the harrower's mind. No one's ever done that before. He nodded. It saw me because of you. No, she said. It listened because of you. Behind them, Carter and Harlan watched the sky, still alert. The Synari ship was gone, but no one truly believed they were safe. It had been too easy. Too fast. Then came the sound. Low, deep. Not from above, but from below. The ground beneath their feet rumbled. A long crack opened in the stone near the edge of the clearing. Strange green light spilled upward from the gap, pulsing like a heartbeat. Ellis stood quickly, his rifle ready. What now? Serai stepped toward the crack, her eyes widened. This isn't Synari tech. Carter frowned. Then what is it? She crouched by the edge and touched the stone. Something older. Without warning, the crack split wider, and a column of green light shot into the sky. The air changed. Ellis felt pressure in his head, like a whisper was trying to crawl into his thoughts. Serai's armor began to flicker. Her hands trembled. I feel ... a pull, she said softly. Something below is calling to the armor. Ellis took her hand. Don't go near it. I don't think I have a choice, she whispered. The armor remembers this place. They descended slowly into the chasm, one step at a time. The walls were made of black stone covered in glowing runes. The deeper they went, the warmer the air became. A strange hum vibrated through their bones. After a long walk, they reached a chamber. At the center stood a massive stone ring. Floating inside it was a shape long and still. Wrapped in the same living armor Serai once wore. But far older. Its surface cracked, broken, sleeping. Serai fell to her knees. I know this place, she said. They never told me, but I dreamed of it. This is where the first armor was made. The original one, the source. Ellis looked at the floating figure. It was humanoid, but tall, thin, alien. Not like Serai, not like him. It was neither male nor female. Its armor pulsed, slowly as if breathing. Serai stood slowly. If I reach out, maybe I can speak to it. Learn what the armor truly is. But I don't know what it will do. Ellis stepped forward. Then I'll go with you. She looked at him. If we enter its mind, we might not come back. He nodded. Then we don't come back alone. She smiled, then reached out. There. Hands touched the glowing ring together. Everything changed. They were no longer in the chamber. They stood in a place of stars, an endless sea of light and shadow. Before them floated the ancient figure, its armor shining brighter than the sun. A voice entered their minds, not words, but feelings, old, heavy, powerful. You are not Synari. Serai stepped forward. No, but I was made by them, from your seed. Armor was never made to be a weapon, Ellis frowned. Then what was it? The being turned slowly, revealing more glowing lines down its back, dot to heal, dot to protect, dot to bond. Ellis felt Serai's grip tighten. They used it wrong, she said. They twisted it. The being pulsed with sadness. They took what was meant to unite and used I to rule. Serai's voice shook. Can it be undone? The being raised a hand and touched Serai's chest. You have already changed the armor. It listens to you now. Listens to him. You are the first true bond. Ellis felt a warmth in his chest. The mark on his arm glowed again, this time golden. Not blue. The Synari will return, but you can be more. You can end them. A bright light wrapped around them, pulling them back. When they opened their eyes, they were back in the chamber, the ancient. Armor floated higher, glowing bright, then shattered into light. The runes on the walls faded. The power had passed on. Serai looked at Ellis. Her armor now changed forever, smooth, clear, gold-trimmed, glowing with both his touch and hers. She wasn't just wearing it anymore. She was one with it. And now, so was he. The sun was rising over Vetranine. But the light felt different now. Ellis stood beside Serai on the edge of the broken cliffs, looking up at the sky. The ancient chamber behind them had sealed itself shut, hidden again beneath the earth. The old being was gone, but its message remained inside them both. Carter and Harlan watched nervously as clouds twisted in the sky. They're coming, Carter said. You feel that? Ellis nodded. Yeah, it's not just another ship. Serai's armor had transformed. It didn't look like a machine anymore. It flowed around her like sunlight and wind. Living, but peaceful. Her skin glowed faintly with the same gold light now inside Ellis's mark. They're sending the warden, Serai said. The last Synari enforcer. A guardian of their rule. It doesn't feel pain. It doesn't speak. It only judges. Ellis took a breath. Let it judge me. A ripple tore through the sky. The Synari warden arrived without a sound, no engines, no flames. It dropped from orbit like a falling mountain, its body surrounded by black energy. It was 3 times taller than a man. Smooth, white armor covered its body, and thousands of red eyes blinked across its chest. It walked through the forest without touching the ground. When it saw Serai, it stopped. The eyes blinked once. Then a deep hum echoed around them. Subject Serai, reclaimed material, restore the protocol, destroy the bond. No, Serai said. The warden raised a hand. A wave of crushing energy pushed toward them, but didn't touch them. Ellis stepped forward, his golden mark shining. You can't control her anymore, he said. The warden's energy crackled but began to fade. You are impure, unfit. Serai walked beside Ellis. You are the ones who are unfit. You took something made to protect and turned it into a cage. The ground around the warden cracked. Its body began to twist. Something inside it fought back, but it was too late. Ellis raised his hand. The mark glowed like fire. Behind him, Serai touched the earth. Her armor expanded like wings of light. Surrounding them both, the warden screamed, but not in pain and fear. Its many red eyes dimmed, one by one. Its body fell apart like dust in sunlight. And then it was gone. The silence afterward was not empty. It was full of something new. Peace. I turned to Ellis. Her eyes were soft now. No more fire. Just light. It's over, she said. He nodded. You're free, she smiled. Not just me, the others too. From far away, hidden bunkers across the system opened. Other armor wearers. Other forgotten souls. Each one felt the pulse from VETR, -9. And each one felt the armor shift. No more chains. No more control. Just choice. Back at the old outpost, Ellis sat with Serai as the sun rose higher. Carter and Harlan were already sending reports back to Earth. But Ellis didn't care about medals or mission logs. He looked at Serai. Do you know what you'll do now? She leaned against him. I don't. I've never had a choice before. He placed his hand gently on hers. Then start here, with me. She nodded. Yes, with you. Above them, the sky was clear dot, and for the first time since Serai was born, she was not afraid of what came next.